Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my stream. I am Karen Russmore, and this is my continuation of the Pathfinder Kingmaker playthrough. Up to session 63 now, I believe. I think it's 63. Yeah, it's 63. Stream might say 62, but it's actually 63. I'm some 200 hours into this. Just finished off the part where it's the festival. Need to go back to Pitax at some point and figure out what's going on there. But at the moment, I'm not really allowed in Pitax, and I've not really been accused of anything or have to go there to defend myself, so, you know, it's not really very easy to move around. The only things that I think I can possibly do there is I'll go poking around in the general area and find out roughly what's going on, but, yeah. It's one of them games where I'm enjoying it not knowing what I'm doing, but at the same token, it's like I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. So, yeah, good luck trying to make sense of anything from my point of view. Right, let's kill the background music. Let's get rid of some of the things going on in the background, which we don't really need because I'm streaming. And that can go, and that can go. So the game is already running, and we click continue. I don't think I was up to much. I'm trying to recall now what I was up to, because yeah, I'd taken care of the I forgot the name of the festival. Fairlight Festival, the Silver Festival, the Rushlight Tournament, that's it. Over in Pitax, and it's like, the tournament is over. King Ivaretti wasn't very friendly, but overall everything was settled peacefully. Perhaps the invitation wasn't a dirty trick after all. No, I can't believe that. There must be some kind of catch. Or it wouldn't be Ivaretti. I think we'll be hearing some news from the from Pitax in the near future. There was also this. Where it's like, dispose of the river pirates gave that the door to nowhere, a bard's calling, wait for the book to finish, highborn at night, that is somewhere in Pitax, no man's slave, Rengarar is going to meet his tribe, but it doesn't tell me where they are, and saving grace is, we need to speak to Tristan as soon as possible. Okay, let's go speak to Tristan. Oh, that was it. I dealt with that. Hi, Josh. How's it going? So yeah, towards the end of last stream, I dealt with Tristan. Got the opportunity to go back to being a diva, which is a form of angel in Pathfinder lore. He kind of declined to do that. Decided to stick here with me, which I'm eternally grateful for because he's a really good healer. And now I'm supposed to go speak to him again. I can't remember where I left him. There we go. Hello, Karen. Do you wish to know more of what happened there at the altar of the cleansed? I'd like to tell you, but I don't really know how to describe it. Vadiva moves his shoulders, as if stretching unseen wings behind his back. One way or another, I walked in Serenray's light once more. There may yet be many hardships ahead, but now I know divine bliss. I'd started to forget how soothing it feels. Tristan closes his eyes. She has given me a special power, a gift worthy of her messenger to the material world. I think this power will be useful to us when we confront Nerissa in the final battle. None of this would be possible if it were not for you. I owe you my life and my salvation. Tristan pauses. I once told you that I'd stay by your side until I repaid you for your kindness. Now I promise you, I won't back down until Nerissa is finished. Cool, cool. I'm glad you stayed with us. We need all the help we can get to fight Nerissa. Tristan nods, and Seren Ray knows this. This is why she entrusted me with this mission. Everything that happened to me here, in this world, happened because of my pride and overzealousness. Tristan smiles subtly. I can't say subtly. Subtly? Subtly. Or subtly. But now the goddess herself has shown me the way to glory. I won't miss this opportunity and fail her or you. There you go. A pleasure. Evening, Mike. Yeah, I'm not too bad. It's been a long day. It's weird. This day has gone on for so long. It's like I must have woken up at some point. But when that was, I have no idea. I guess it was this morning. But it just feels like I've been awake forever. Not in too bad of a way, you know, it's not like I'm excessively fatigued or anything, it seems like a long time ago since I last woke up. Right, so that's Tristan sorted. Kind of just waiting on things to happen. Unless I can actually figure out where Ringongar wants to go. Which is this guy, and we will leave behind Anne-Marie. He's a terrible frontline fighter, but he'll have to do. I say he's terrible. He's actually a pretty good frontline fighter. A lot of potential damage output from his build. Potentially. Magus. That's Magus? Magi. Magi may very well be the word. Put that back on there. Right. If he wants to go... No. Oh, there is those two people. There we go. He wants to go over there. Right. I don't want to walk all over there. I want to jump to Glenshire. Because that's what I can do with my teleportation things. And then I can walk up to there. Which will take me 10 brief hours. Oh, try to avoid. Try to avoid. We have evaded. Yay. Let's see what the kingdom wants. A foreign ambassador arrived in our lands, but went missing on the way to the capital, together with their entire courtiage. The guards have discovered evidence of an assault, and an investigation is in order. Whoever committed this crime must be found and punished, or the king himself will be held responsible. Jubilios, defend my honor! Right, let's go Magus. Let's do a quick level up of this guy. Does he have a specialized weapon? Arcane pull, outflank, precise, weapon focus, scimitar. Weapons specialization. Scimitar. Magus bonus feat. Improved critical. Scimitar. Ta-da! All the feats for Scimitar. Oh, a bonus level 1 spell. Oh, he's already got shield, corrosive touch, vanish. Let's see if I can get Burning Hands to work for this guy. Well, I just remembered he favors touch attacks. I don't think there's many more touch attacks, is there? No. Dimension no greater invisibility and fear. Stone skin for him isn't too bad of a shout. All levels. Yes, I'm still wanting to reign him, I guess. Oh. Have some strength, why not? The Magus can cast 3 spells per day as if those were modified by extend spell. Oh, right. So that's some meta magic stuff. Anarchic attack, thematic, holy or unholy abilities to it. I mean, the Dimension Strike is useful. Controlled Fireball, I always like those. Magus again. 3 points, dot, dot, and dot. And a feat. I mean, the extra arcane pull doesn't hurt. Vital Strike, sure, why not? Oh, we got some freeze. Not a recommended feature for him, apparently. Sure, take beast shape. It's one of them where it's like the Magi do tend to prefer sort of like their touch attacks because they can channel that through their weapon and make it a part of their attack. So, for example, Shocking Grasp. One enemy creature within touch range, you touch them, but the Magi can channel it through their blade and wrap that in with general combat. So they make a strike. And it just really helps stack up the damage because it's like they get the benefits of the spell. They get the benefits of the weapon attack. And if both hit, great stuff. Everything goes off. Yet, for some reason, it's like 50-foot line, within close range, self, 20-foot burst, 50-foot cone, self, 50-foot line, self. I mean, I want to know what this is. This spell reaps you in shadow energy and damages those that make melee attacks against you. Any creature that strikes you with its body or a handheld weapon deals normal damage, but at the same time, the attacker takes 1d6 points of negative energy damage, plus 1 point per caster level, maximum 15. If the attacker has spell resistance, it applies to this effect. When the attacker takes damage from this spell, you heal a number of hit points equal to 25% of the damage the spell dealt. Creatures with reach weapons are not subject to this damage if they attack you. So yeah, sure, let's take that. It's only one round a level, but we're getting up there in the levels. And let's go with Fire Snake, because that always sounds like fun. I can go away. Oh. What level are we at the moment? Sure, Stone Call. And acidic spray. Okay, we're level 14. We're a bit away from 15 by about 40,000. How's it going, Magkit? Whoa. You been able to stream much this week? Sorry, I've not been able to pay too much attention to these things. Well, everybody seems dead. Coal. Well, seems to be the only person around worth talking to, on account of not being dead. In the dry grass, you can barely make out signs that people once lived here. Burned bits of tent, rusty swords, rain-washed bones. An old half-orc is the only living soul among the desolation. Wrapped in a charred mantle, he sits on the ground, devouring a raw rabbit and tossing the bones to a dog lying at his feet. He squints as you approach, but he doesn't reach for any weapons. Who's there? No one comes by here anymore. I'm Regrenar, son of the Sharpfangs tribe, and they sold me into slavery. Where are the Sharpfangs? You're looking at them. The old man points to the bones scattered along the ground. All there, elders to children. Just me left of the sharp fangs. Well, me and you. Who are you? Inged, son of Shathara, and last of the Sharp Fangs tribe. Got nowhere to go, and my hands have been feeble a long time. I sit here and eat whatever coal brings me, waiting for some kind person to pass by and help an old man bury all these bones. But no one comes here. Must think it's a cursed place. And they're right. Tell me about your tribe. Our tribe was always stronger, braver, and more valiant than the other tribes. Know why? We had a tradition, mixing our blood with orc blood. Orc power with human prowess. We took the best of both races. No room for weaklings in the tribe. Weak children were either left in a field or sold to someone from the city. You say you were sold. Must have been sickly. What good would that have been due to the tribe? Don't blame us for your own weakness. As Rengar clenches his fists, Octavia places a hand on his shoulder. Easy now. Let him finish. What happened to the shark fangs? Dead. All dead. Chieftain's son destroyed them. See, Chieftain Agdan, may he feast eternally with Gorham, didn't want anyone else's kid to become chieftain after him. So he needed an heir with incredible power. That's why he chose Gra the Dragoneye to bear his children. She was a mighty orc warrior who scorched her enemies with lightning, boasted of having dragons in her family. She demanded a lot of gold for it, but she delivered more than she promised. She had not one child, but twins. Agden thought a while on what to do, then wisely decided that the tribe doesn't need two chieftains. Sold the weaker one to someone in the city to get back some of the gold he'd spent. Started raising the second one, Stragar, to be our new chieftain. The boy was all right, deft, cunning, strong, and he knew how to use dragon charms. Could strike an elf with lightning from his hands when he was knee high. But there must have been too much orc and dragon blood in him, and too little human. The older he got, the more, well, you know. The man knocks his head with the bony knuckle. Had a temper like a dragon. If something went wrong, he'd start fighting right off. Couldn't tell his tribesfolk from strangers, and would shoot lightning at the tiniest provocation. Was always cocky with his father, too. Called him names, screaming about how the chieftain sold his brother, saying he'd look for him and return him to the tribe. In a word, crazy. Anyone else would have been happy that the chief's mantle, the one I now wear, anyone else would be happy to be getting the mantle, especially with no rivals for it. But he was stubborn. Wanted his brother back no matter what. Then, one time, Agnan grew tired of Stragar's whims, decided to teach him a lesson, as a father does. Knocked him a couple of times with a long rod, and that was it. Boy screamed like the hells and his eyes flared blue, started shooting lightning all around. It was terrifying. I can still see it in my sleep. Flame, smoke, lightning everywhere, tents burning one after another. I was too old to fight, so I hid behind a hillock to stay out of the way. Some of the others, they went at him with swords, and they all died. No one survived. Even the little ones were burnt alive. He took as good as he gave, though. Died of wounds soon after. And that was the end of the Sharp Fangs. Rengara looks at the bones scattered in the grass, baffled. brother? He sounds like a nice guy, best in his tribe, a lot like you. I wish I could have met him. Heh, me too. What do you say, Ringogar? Well, what is there to say? The half-orc looks across the bones scattered in the grass. Lend me a hand here. Let's give these jerks a proper burial at least. Lad, you're Stragar's brother? The chieftain's second son? This is yours, then. The old man drops a charred mantle from his shoulders, holding it out to Rengogar. Tribe might be gone, but the chieftain's mantle is yours by right. After a moment of hesitation, Rengogar accepts the mantle. Thanks, old man. May the gods grant their souls peace. Let's go. Nothing left to do here. The half-orc turns and walks away from the burning settlement without looking at anyone. He didn't. He just went to sit. Oh, he just ran off. What do you think? Much appreciated. The storyteller might know where the books are. He is the Minister of Culture, after all. Sorry, just thinking on... Jubilios's personal quest. Main Square? I can't remember where anybody is now that they've moved everybody around, and I don't think they've moved a lot of people around. Here's a god. This cloak gives its wearer a +6 in resistance bonus to all saving throws, immunity to fear and confusion effects. All spells with electricity descriptor cast by the wearer inflict an additional 1 damage per die. What are you wearing?
I don't want it.
Oh, you don't want it, do you not? Very well. Where's Ringogar? Apparently he's the only one who wants it. Can I even wear it? Nope, can't be equipped. So why are you giving me the option about it then? Ringogar looks at the city below, dazed. Well, it's over. No accusations, no spitting in their faces, no big fight. Just a pile of scorched bones and some stupid story from an old fart. I'm glad you were able to forgive your tribe. Forgive them? Hells no. I haven't forgiven anyone. Not them, not Joshua, Janoash. But who cares how I treat them in my head anyway? There are some things in life you can't change. It's stupid to sit and howl about them like a wolf howling at the moon. That's all. It's a shame I couldn't meet my brother, of course. But he's in Phrasman's hands now, just like the rest of them. Buried and, well, no, not forgotten. I'll remember this, just left behind. I don't waste time looking for lessons in everything like Lindsay does. But if any conclusion can be drawn from this story, it's this. Let's not screw our lives like these pieces of shit did. You're my tribe. You, Octavia, the rest of our crazy gang. And I don't need anybody else. Really pays to do these, to finish these up. Still need to find a book by Willis Gunderson. I'm not really ready to, or I'm not really prepared to go running around for it. Oh yes, storyteller, you are blind. Nope, stop looking at the wall. You don't know about it either. Tokens, dog tags, sky wheel, metal. Goes back to looking at the wall. I think he's a bit tapped. So you can support the general. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to go up periodically. I know that it's Serene, which is actually pretty good. I don't know if there's anything better than Serene, but... seem to remember that last one where it's like reason quest decisions while governing the country. It said that it would continue to periodically go up. Loyalty increases by 1 and the economy increases by 5. Nope. Each month unrest improves by 1 step. And given that it's Serene, and it's been a month since that change, I don't think it'll go up above Serene. Which is kind of good to know, I suppose. $87 BP per week. Although the economy could do with going up. But yeah, neither of those two I can do anything about. Bard's calling is waiting. Meeting Octavia's mother is waiting to be able to get into Patax, which won't happen until one of these two progress, I believe. Upgrade 3 more regions. Can I do that? No, that requires Magar, who's busy for the next 86 days. 202 of those days waiting for a curse. Increase kingdom rank. Ranks in kingdom stats 40 times. It's a hell of a lot to go. I've done 25 at least. So another 15. Proceed with seizing a territory. I'm guessing that that's going to be along with Patax. I mean, that's how to build a kingdom. Time to add new lands to the kingdom. The annexation, so that's joined with that. It's just there. Bring Willis Gunderson's books to Jubileost. Anybody in chat want to look up where Willis Gunderson's books are supposed to be. I suppose I could try the vendors. I know that the book vendor doesn't have one. They sold it to somebody for kindling. But the storyteller doesn't have it, the book vendor doesn't have it, and guess Jublios doesn't have it. I suppose Lindsay might have an idea. Go poke around all the vendors and see if they've got anything on the guy. No, you're not a vendor. You're a vendor. Show me wares. Books stored in this group. Don't know. There's magical items. Accessories, his rings, belts, yada yada yada. Shields and armor. So I'm guessing it go into the other category. Hasfu. Let's see what you have. Other. Aha! Valor and Honor, 10 tales, 10 adventures of the splendid Willis Gunderson in Absalom. It sounds very verbose. Yeah, I've just managed to find it there. Thank you for logging it up. But yeah, it was like, let's go try the merchants, and it's like, ah, here it is. But yes, 1,500 pages, and a page for the author's autograph in case you are lucky enough to meet him. 20 gold. Deal. Now I take it back to Jublios, who I think is in the main hall. Nope, he's over here. Jublios raises his head and closes his notebook. Ah, it's you. How can I be of help? I found Gunderson's book, the one we're looking for. Let me see. Jublios stares into the pages. A good thing I'm not a follower of Shaylin, or I'd be throwing this thing into the fire right now and draw the deity's wrath. Just look at this language. Shivering, she climbed to my shoulder and whispered, Willis, you are my only hope. Only your well-developed adventuring skills, your daring mind, merciless eloquence, and shameless courage can save a poor girl like me. But I digress. We need something here that's 5th in 10. Obviously, it's about the 5th adventure from the book. The name of the chapter is In the Corner of the Tavern. Sounds like a place, but which tavern is it? The nearest one? And who or what should we look for there? Wait. We know the place, the tavern, and the number 24. We can't suppose that it's a place and a time, or rather a date. The 24 that contains a dozen times a dozen. It's a 24th of each month. I propose we meet at the Capital Tavern on the next 24th and see what happens. So one and only time that I needed to pay. Oh my word, I missed it by a day. Isn't that just annoying? Oh well. That's the only other thing that I've got left to do, so... let's take care of the kingdom for a while. And do the only thing that I've got left to do. Which is rank up military to 5. No, to 6. Which will bring it in line with the economy. Go! Military reach rank 6th, thanks to the general and the king. The kingdom's military has reached new heights. Experiments success. The warden agreed to the procedure and ordered the guard to seize the sleeping man in the middle of the night. The scientist turned out to be an experimenter in magic. In his belongings they found vials of demonic blood, which he had planned to infuse his subjects with. Stability is up. The price of a soul. A group of mages were sent after the devil, but they all went missing. It turned out that they were seduced by the devil's tempting offers and sold their souls. Community is down. Arcane is down. Great stuff. Opportunity, disaster. The lector wasn't interested in visiting the capital and soon left the country. Failure, divinity and stability is down. The priest failed to restrain the clever Fae. They only continue to spread their poison. Nightmare grips the capital. Missing ambassador, disaster. Regardless of the efforts, the murderers have not been found. However, the king's servants were so busy searching that they aroused further suspicion themselves. Some merchants from neighbouring countries now choose to avoid the local trade routes. The economy is down, relations is down, stability is down, espionage is down. Is that it? Didn't we screw up anything more right now? General request and audience, great stuff. Power in blood. Octavia, go. Shoot. Treasure of the Ancients. It's also a problem. A technical issue. Lindsay. That's also a problem. So many problems in such a little kingdom. Scouting the northern reaches, scouting the central reaches. Regions still can't be done because it needs Magar. But we can rank some stuff up at least. Right, let's go find out what the guy wants. The general, I think. Ah yes, Hamri. Chief, I have got a concern. We had a good battle with Numeria. Our soldiers fought and died as brave as the Khalids. Our glory is great. Everyone, like everyone knows, the best way to get glory is to defeat someone who already has it. You need a bigger army. There are many mercenaries in the city trying to sell their skills. I don't trust them. They fight for their purse, not for their general. If the enemy bribes them, they'll stab us in the back. Then there's just more of us to execute. It's best to draft the locals instead. They won't be very happy about it after all that happens. But let your people have to learn to stand up for their own land. Military is down, stability is down, loyalty is down, military is up, stability is down, unrest worsens, but I can afford to take that hit. Or military goes up, economy goes down, and I don't really want anything to go down right now. But that's 7 down, that's 10 down, that's 5 down. And a bunch of BP. Well, that's likely to piss off Amory. Go for that one. Your subjects are confident there will always be someone to protect them. Someone like me. I'll explain to all the craven idiots what's going to happen if the Khalids reach your kingdom and aren't met with an army. That's an opportunity dealt with. Right. Double check the date. It's the 8th of Gozra. And I need to be free by the 24th. I can support the general, but I don't... the economy needs to go up. You're the minister. Pretty sure my... no, economy guy is Megavan. It is. And he's currently working on that. Which will help boost a lot of things up. Economy and stability will be up. Relations will go up as well. 5 BP per week, which is not a bad shout. As well as Warden and Treasurer in all of the Nile Marches regions gets +3 bonus. Crime fighters. +2 bonus to resolve any problems with the Warden. You're the Warden. You take 14 days to do that. Right, other defenders of the land. Amory, 200 days, +1 morale bonus to attack and damage rolls while fighting within claimed regions. What's a current thing for that? +1 morale bonus to damage and attack rolls while fighting within claimed regions. I'm guessing that it's an additional +1? It's not a big issue. Scouting is not a big issue either. You come off that. Events, nothing else needs to be resolved right now. Rank up. Don't want to do the general. Who's a minister? That's already a 12. That's a 16. So help the minister with his efforts. So if we go to the other and do this anyway, it's only going to cost us BP. Scouting can be, don't want to be done by Jubliost, and don't want to be done by Jubliost because he's going to be helping with this. And that's also still Megavan. Rank up. Not the High Priest. The Minister. 14 plus 8 is 22 days. Espionage has reached rank 2. Great stuff. Merchant conspiracy success. Community is up, economy is up, and stability is up. The people answered the regent's call to protect the king. The watchful subjects identified and detained merchants' assassins. Rulers' competition. Success. The cheerful ambassadors have returned to the palace with glorious news. Victory. The kingdom has been blessed by the gods, and the fame has spread across all the river kingdoms. Loyalty, economy, and relations all up. Technical issue failed. The deal was called off. The price which the cultists demanded was far too high. Power of blood success. Loyalty and arcane is back up. The treasures of ancients success. +3 bonus there. Crime fighters has been resolved. Defenders of land 2 has been resolved. Right, the Chancellor's endeavours. You're already at a 21, and loyalty doesn't really need to go up any further until I get the economy up. Other than for the bonus of doing new things. Lindsay and the storyteller await in the castle. They have come up with an unusual idea. Lindsay is also terrified. The broad raised an awful commotion in the castle. It's time to learn what has happened. Guests from Fawn Keep. Creston, that's a problem. Takes 1 crisis point for a 20% chance of success. Stability really needs to go up. False lights problem. Give that to Tristan. Should be okay. Hungry vassal. That's also Tristan. Maybe I should have waited until I did all of them. Doppelganger on the throne. Valerie. Tension is growing in the region. Rumor has it there's a doppelganger sits upon the throne. The rebel are ready to grab their weapons, overthrow the false ruler, and liberate the true king. This madness must be stopped before they devastate the country with their good intentions. They believe I'm a doppelganger, I guess. Okay, you take a crisis point. You take a crisis point. I probably should have came out of it and found out what else is going on. Everything is falling into chaos. Lindsay, eyes glittering, her nostrils flare with rage, but for some reason she speaks in a whisper. Such insolence. Such unforgettable, monstrous, unimagined insolence. What happened, Lindsay? The throne. The royal throne. It's... Lindsay stops whispering and silently points her fingers at the far side of the throne room. You raise your eyes. The place where the royal throne once stood is now empty. This is unexpected. I'm surprised by your self-control. If I were you, I'd go on a rampage. Shameless scum. How could they go and rob the royal palace with the king still alive and well? In fact, our case is blatant and extraordinary, but hardly exceptional. Word on the street is that the local population has become sick and tired of thieves. They break into people's homes, bypass the locks and latches, and steal everything they can. And now the scum's has the guts to meddle with royal property. We need to sort this out before they steal the whole kingdom one brick at a time. But we need to get back your throne. It's shameful. Lindsay regains her control of herself and continues in a low whisper. I really hope your people won't go wagging their tongues and spreading filthy rumours. What were my guards doing? Lindsay flings up her arms. Well, you weren't on the throne at the time it was stolen, right? And our guards are trained to guard people, not furniture. The bard gives you a faint smile. Sure, if the throne was stolen with you sitting on it, things would be much worse. It's not much consolation, though. In your opinion, where should I begin this investigation? You should start by interrogating potential witnesses. I think the captain of the guard was in the palace when it happened. He was the one who discovered the throne was missing, at least. Then you should go into the city. I've heard the smith was robbed recently too. Maybe he can give you some clues. Also, if I were you, I'd talk to the trader. He might have some hints as to who might be selling the stolen goods. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to visit the innkeeper. Who better to glean information from any troubled locals finding themselves in need of a shoulder to cry on? Time to get going. I mean, I was expecting the other briefing kind of thing. To the throne room. Interestingly enough, I sit on thin air. And then King Chiron proudly said, "Your evil deed ends now." Or is it better as, "We've uncovered your vile plans." Lindsay was trying to write something on the go, but she interrupted herself and looked up. "Oh, Your Highness, we have unbelievably but terribly important news. We managed to find out, discover, invent, well, here." Lindsay points to a story. "He'll tell you." The storyteller patiently waits patiently until Lindsay finishes her ardent speech. I will have to begin from afar to let you see what I saw with my blind eyes. The stolen lands are like a cradle in an abandoned house, in which the wind swings the skeleton of a child. No few newborn kingdoms have died here just after taking their first breath. I have collected their stories, these precious stars that have been lost in the dust, and I began to notice some commonalities. It's like a pattern that repeats across different embroideries, the handwriting of the same author across all their stories. One word here, another hint there. False visions, references to a mysterious patroness, lover, and mentor. Tragic coincidences, strangely non-random. Peoples and countries were brought to destruction along different roads, but behind them always stood the same ominous shadow. We know what that shadow is. Nerissa. The name sounds ominous even in the mouth of a restless bard. The evil nymph who sent monsters to our lands and did all that stuff to Tristan. But that's not even the most important thing. Most importantly, if you help us a bit, we can get her. Let's start from the beginning. How did you even come up with this? Well, it all started with the fact that I really wanted to listen to the storyteller's stories. I've been following him around for a long time and asked and told him about our adventures, and sometimes I just sat beside him and we chatted. Finally, after I told him about the defaced sisters and all the horrors of the abandoned castle, he noticed the story seemed strangely familiar to ones he's heard before. What exactly are you going to do? The bards know how to send messages through dreams. I tried not to use it. For some reason, people got mad when I appeared in their dreams to read my new poems. Well, the storyteller came up with a ritual based on that spell. We'll collect everything connected to Nerissa. Everything, starting with every track in the abandoned castle. After gathering everything, we'll unite his ability to tell stories with my ability to travel into dreams. So we'll be able to enter Nerissa's dream. Do we still have that amulet with the string of hair she gave you before the battle with the Stag Lord? That'd be great. That'll let us finish all the preparations much faster and easier. What will be achieved by this? We'll learn all her evil secrets. The ritual let us see her hidden thoughts and dreams. Well, theoretically. It's not like anyone's ever done this before. It can be dangerous, the storyteller says quietly. In dreams, monsters are more terrible than those we meet in the real world. But I urge you not to neglect this chance, King. You are opposed by a powerful enemy, one who has destroyed dozens of kingdoms and empires. If you do not meet her face to face, do not discover her weakness, your country will end up just another of my stories. Fine, I order you to be provided with everything you need. Get me results. Come to me after we finish the preparations, and remember, I cannot send anyone except you and Lindsay into Nerissa's dream world. Whatever you have to face, you will have to overcome together, and the path will likely be difficult. Oh, they gave me a stool. Great stuff. Jay, they gave me a stool. Somebody stole my throne. Was a full one or just a sample? What? A chair, you twit, I think. Octavia deal with that. No, wrong one. You deal with that. Support the High Priest, support. But yes. They gave me a chair. They stole my throne and now I have to rule over these peasants sitting on a chair. Right, that's not for another couple of days. Meet Jubilios of the Tavern on the 24th. It's 22nd. Interview citizens. Talk to the captain of the guard, who discovered the throne had disappeared. Who's the captain of my guard? Think he's outside? What do you mean awesome? They stole my throne! That does not mean that it's awesome. Who is in the Master of the Guard? This is it's this kind of disconnect from your people that got you the stool. I mean, it's not my fault. I don't know who. Is it you? Why don't you explain why you're staring at me like that? Oh, Uncle, when are you going to change that old armor? The magic beast crumbles it so badly it makes me cry to look at it. You've still got a lot to learn. If only you knew how many times it saved my life in battle. Highland turns to you. Greetings, Your Highness. Lindsay says you're the one who discovered that the throne was missing? The captain grows gloomy. Yes, Your Highness. He keeps silent for a moment and then continues, obviously embarrassed. Actually, Your Highness, please don't think me a fool or a drunkard. As I walked to the throne room, first I thought it was a vision, and didn't think much of it. Well, I thought I saw your throne in the corridor, and it was running away. Not by itself, of course. I couldn't see who was carrying it. Perhaps someone really tiny had got underneath it, and how they ran. It seemed the throne turned to the corner by itself, but the sight was strange beyond belief. So I simply thought I was simply too tired, and had started seeing things. A moment later, when I discovered it was really missing, I rushed after it, but it had vanished into thin air. Maybe it was, magic. I have to go. Have a quiet shift. So the captain of the guard saw it run off on me, but didn't think to do anything about it because he thought that he was tired. Have you heard about the thefts plaguing the city? Heard, Your Highness? I myself am a victim of those thieves. Stole my tools right from under my very nose. I was in the backyard getting coal for the furnace and I heard some noise inside. I ran in and the thief jumped right into a magic portal and vanished. I didn't even get a good look. What are you reading? Well, different things. It's nice to take a rest with a good book. Just now it's Valor and Honor, 10 Adventures of a Splendid Willis Gunderson in Absalom. Oh, okay. So long. So another place that I would... suspicious or incompetent. Well, the merchant thought he saw thieves with a magic portal. So that might say that it's neither suspicion nor incompetence. Where is the tavern got to? Capital, throne room, house, mysterious well. Why do we have a mysterious well? Library, throne room, exit, into a house. Where has my tavern got to? I thought it was about here. Now let's swing around this mysterious well. I'm curious as to this mysterious well. Apparently I can go into the well. This is possibly a terrible idea. So yeah, Jurisdiction, how are you doing? The remains of the well's water. When the well was still full, water drips down into this room from the vaulted ceiling above. Rags and pieces of furniture destroyed by time and damp. The doorway is filled with earth and stone. It doesn't lead anywhere anymore. Water receded only recently, and yet the papers on the table are untouched. It seems they are protected by magic. The Diaries of Farnas the Pensive. The diary is badly damaged and some of its pages are torn. The surviving fragments are written in neat, large-lettered handwriting. 1. With each passing day, I am even more glad of moving to this wild place. Yes, I have none of the comforts of the imperial cities, but the wilderness has its charm. Whenever I go out to the lake, I always witness some picturesque scene, like Nix's, playing with a flock of elementals in the coastal waters. When evening comes, parades of will-o-wisps are pulled to my doorstep, dancing under the windows of the tower, making the night is as bright as the day, and always smelling of a thunderstorm. I can just watch their games or lazily throw lightning at them from the balcony. It's only just for fun. These creatures are nearly immune to my magic, but they are very funny to observe when they sparkle and grow angry, realizing they challenge me at their peril. Doing good. Done some of my evening work, so I have returned to the manacle scheming for a while. Evil Genius 2, that is no DMing. Lol. What have you managed to accomplish as an evil genius? Despite all my efforts, the last of the thieves who broke into my tower has died. It is my fault, of course. I must configure the guardian golem better. The thief kept cursing me in 3 languages to his last breath. I didn't understand half of his threats. Something about the worst enemy that is already at my door. In the name of all the doorsteps of Iobara, I came to this wilderness to get away from all of this. But the hothead still finds you, pushes themselves into trouble, and then curse you while you try to heal their wounds. Such a shame. 5. This is odd. The guardian golem isn't working. It's not destroyed, but quite disabled. And of course, I don't have even a tenth of what I need for repairs. What could have happened? I checked the whole tower, and all the protective spells, but I cannot find anything amiss. 7. The body disappeared. Right from the tower cellar. And the only one who could get down there is me. Well, I can certainly be distracted now and again, but this is still most strange. 9. I wonder what I shall do with the elven girl who I rescued from the wyvern. Her mind seems to be failing. She follows my every step, asks strange questions, and she always asks if I sleep well at night. Thank you, I'm not complaining. Well, but at least her wounds are not so serious. A little more magic, and she'll be as good as new. 11. I haven't opened this diary for nearly a month. I've been too busy with my investigations. Strange events have followed each other. A fire in my alchemical warehouse. The loss of the artifacts. Again and again I've tested new combinations of protective spells, but all in vain. Something is stalking my tower, leaving no trace and easily breaking through every protection. I cannot imagine what skill or power this creature must possess. Also, I cannot comprehend why, owing such great power, it still hasn't killed me. Just about to steal the Declaration of Independence from the White House to put on my wall. I mean, it doesn't seem very evil genius. It's just a piece of paper after all. To any American friends listening, I am joking. It's an important document to you all, but at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is it's just a piece of paper. It doesn't really change much if it did go missing. 13. I did not sleep well at night. Sometimes I pass out in the middle of the day and return to consciousness on the floor of the laboratory, or on the ground just past the doorstep. 15. I am a fool. I should have listened more carefully to what that dying thief said. I know what's after me, and I don't have much time to figure out how to fight it. What did the thief say? Something about the worst enemy is already at my door. You who read these lines, whoever you are, please heed my words. I am desperate for any help. My name is Phineras the Pensive, and I am a mage of the great empire of Eobaria. May the gods prolong the years of its prosperity. I retire to these wild lands, in the furthest of our providences, to peacefully engage in magical experimentation. But now a terrible danger looms over my work, and even my life itself. I'm not even sure I will have time to finish this message before it takes me. Oh, unknown reader, if this letter is in your hands, I am either dead or trapped in a magical prison in a barrow near the western spurs of the Tors of Levis. If you do not lack virtue, or at least desire to receive a well-deserved reward, then find the dungeon and save me, or recover my mortal remains. It will be difficult to open the door. Here in the laboratory I store a magic key you will need for this, but in addition to the key, the door is locked by a mighty spell. The door will open only for the one who defeats 45 monstrous creatures of all kinds. Magic tags their lairs with a special mark, which you may have already seen on your way. It may be foolish to hope there's a daredevil out there who is capable of overcoming dozens of monsters and combating the terrible power that has ruined me. But still I hope for this miracle. F. A key to the magical prison. Usable item. A pattern key you found in the laboratory of Phineras the Pensive. The letter you found in Phineras' laboratory suggests that the door is a magical prison that won't open until someone defeats 45 certain powerful creatures. The key has a spell on it that shows the exact number of creatures left. When the number of its charges reaches 0, the door could be opened. I love the way they start errand. It makes a statement to steal the Declaration of Independence. I suppose, yes, that's probably as most of it is. So this is the place between the rivers where you were looking for ages ago. Glad somebody remembers what I was doing and why I was doing it. So this is the place between the rivers you were looking for ages ago. I don't recall looking for anything between the rivers. An unholy flail, +4. I mean, I'm slightly concerned that that key, wherever it is, there's the key. No, 12. Slightly concerned that its caster level is 20, but I've killed 33 of the 45 monsters? Yeah, 33 of them. I just wish I knew what I was looking for, potentially. Anyway, that's not what I was after. I was looking for my tavern. Where is my city's tavern? See, this is how between two when you did the Lonely Barrow, if I remember right. I don't remember the Lonely Barrow. Okay, exit the area. Let's cheat our way into the tavern. If I leave the town and then go back into the town, it'll give me the map of saying where do you want to go, and there'll be one on there that says tavern. I think. Enter. Tavern. Elena, I have a giant bird egg. I thought you might be interested. Elena throws up her hand. That's a rock egg. Our family has an ancient recipe for how to cook it. It's amazing that you brought it, Your Highness. Let me give you something in return. No, don't you argue. Merchants will pay a lot for these eggs. And you have taken quite a risk getting to it. Items received, 1,500 gold, 6 eggs, 4 owlbear eggs, and 5 soft cheese. Fair enough. I heard there's been a number of thefts in town. Do you know anything about it? Oh, of course I heard about it, Your Highness. Many houses have been robbed. And here's what's strange. No picked locks, no broken windows. How do the scoundrels get inside, Those thieves are real masters of getting into other people's houses, and they steal whatever they find. At one house they stole the silverware. At another one they left the money but took the children's toys. Strange thieves. What's new around here? Oh, I was right when I said that Patax is full of shameless foxes dressed like people. And lately there's so many folks from Patax, more than mosquitoes in spring. And they're all sticking their noses in everywhere. I should go. Come back here soon, Your Highness. No one can treat you better than me. That I have no doubt. I love the way that the errand was... Oh, so I was supposed to talk to this person from time to time and get the quest to fetch a rock egg, but apparently just gathering it and handing it in got me and completed the errand. See, I can't remember where I put my tavern. Because there's something around somewhere that is a tavern, I'm sure. But it doesn't change the map. The detailed map where you can walk around. I don't think. I mean, it'd be slightly impressive if it did, but I don't think it does. Bulletin board, trade shop, inn. Yeah, that'd be the tavern. Oh, there's even more places to build now. There's so much BP that I could spend these things on, but I don't really. I know that a lot needs updating. Right, so did I learn anything? I learned a lot about them thieves that basically said that they're nigh on impossible. Okay, speak to the city trader. Is that somebody else? But yeah, the inn is that building, not anywhere over here. I have a feeling the tavern was actually there before I built the tavern. I'm just about to have a game's James Bond equivalent infiltrate my base. I've unlocked the doors so I can test my traps on him. I mean, that's one idea. I hope he robs you blind, for that will be hilarious.
In due time.
Nope. Not you. Hasfu. Do you know where stolen goods are sold? Hasfu squints cunningly. Have they replied? You do not ask me directly, but no, I'm not involved in such shady dealings. Although the local traders sometimes claim otherwise. Some say that anything that's lying about will be stolen in this city, but then cannot be found for sale. You are not the first to ask after stolen goods. Many hope to find on the black market what precious things were stolen from their homes, but alas, it would seem the thieves have their own ways of getting rid of stolen goods. Perhaps another time. Farewell. I have leveled up, trying to find... okay, wait until the throne appears for sale. Interviews didn't dig up any results. These thieves are cunning. They use magic and they don't sell their goods to third parties. I can only hope that our loss shows up somewhere. After all, this is a throne we're talking about. But all that investigation got me a level up. Woo! Level 15. Here I come. 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, greater two-handed fighting. You get a third attack with your offhand, albeit at a -10 penalty. I mean... Ah, it's to balance out the... Oh, so you have to take a feat for every offhand attack. Fair enough. It'll do me. Another attack doesn't go amiss. especially seeing as though it's exactly the same as my main hand attack. Right, Tristan. Four points. 1, 2, 3, 4. What does this do? Add +1 to the difficulty class of all saving throws against the spells from the School of Magic you selected. The bonus stacks with the bonus from spell focus. Oh. I mean, it seems to be as good as any. That might be worthwhile. Taking the teamwork allied. So is there a spell penetration thing? Oh, this is interesting. Improved blind fight might be a boon for Tristan. Your melee attacks ignore the mischance for less than total concealment. You still reroll your miss percentile off of a total concealment. If you successfully pinpoint an invisible or hidden attacker within 30 feet, that attacker gains no advantages related to hitting you with ranged attacks. That is, you don't lose your dex bonus to armor class, and the attacker does get the usual +2 bonus for being invisible. But that only covers melee attacks. Does blind fight only cover? Where's the blind fighting one? Oh, it doesn't give you any bonuses to range text. Okay. Fair enough. Critical focus. Nope. Deadly aim. Nope. Helmet gap improved. Blah blah blah. Meta magic outflank. Precise. Shake it off. Shielded caster. Spell penetration, that's it. Okay, so spell penetration is only a +2 bonus, but if I go for allied spellcaster, it's a +2 bonus on concentration checks and level checks made to overcome spell resistances, but everybody would need to take allied spellcaster. But I do have 3 people that are just about to level up. I think I will go for that, because the spell penetration is starting to become a thing.
Time's not waiting.
The Arcane Trickster, yep, there's still a few more levels of this. Most of your levels. Level 19 it'll still be Arcane Trickster, and then it'll go back over to Wizard for the final 10th level, if it makes a difference. Wizard is 6. So it'll go up to 7. Yeah, that won't make any difference on the wizard track. Doesn't really make much a difference on the... Oh no, it can... rogue... Oh no, rogue is 3 and will go up to 4. Yeah, no. Arcane Trickster... Bum 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 bum. 6 heals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Spell focus? No. Allied spellcaster. That's what I wanted to take. With all the spellcasters. Oh, more level 6 spells. Phantasmal putrefaction. You implant within the minds of your targets the illusion that their skin is rotting away. Large rents are appearing all over their bodies, and their internal organs are spilling out into a putrefied half-liquid mass at their feet. Those who fail to disbelieve phantasmal putrefaction take 1d4 points of wisdom damage. This damage occurs only once. Each round after that, an affected target receives another will save to disbelieve the effects, and the target that fails must succeed at a fortitude saving throw or faint, falling asleep as per sleep, except that it isn't a magical sleep effect. Waking up doesn't end the spell for the target. It must continue to attempt will saves to disbelieve and fortitudes to save against fainting each round until the spell ends or the target successfully disbelieves. I mean, that's a horrifying spell. Oh, chain lightning's always fun. I might actually cast... no, it's a reflex save, isn't it? Yeah, each target can attempt a reflex saving throw for half damage. Still, chain lightning is a fun one to have. Hello. Zata champions developed this spell to deal with fiends with unknown resistances. An array of spiraling colours springs from your hand and streaks its target. You must make a successful ranged touch attack to hit your target with the ray, which deals 2d6 points of acid damage, 2d6 points of cold damage, 2d6 points of electrical damage, and 2d6 points of fire damage. The type of energy that does the most damage to the target then persists, dealing another 4d6 points of damage of that damage type per round for 1d4 rounds. That sounds like fun. And it's a ray attack. Do both teammates need to be right next to each other? They have to be adjacent. I'm not sure how adjacent that is when it comes to
Focus on the goal.
Pathfinder in the video game. In tabletop it's easy, because more often than not you're actually playing on a grid, and basically it means you want to be in one of the 8 squares around whatever square that person is stood in. There's no grid in this, so don't know how well it's actually going to work, but at the same token, with all the terrible spellcasting stuff that's going on, it doesn't seem like a bad shout when it's like, with the aid of an ally, you are skilled at piercing their protections from... Whenever you are adjacent to an ally that also has this feat, you receive a +2 bonus on concentration checks and level checks made to overcome spell resistances. Oh, you've already got key shout. Phantasmal web. That sounds like fun, and it only affects the enemies. Actually, no, let's take resonating word. Sounds more bardish. Right. Valerie, please don't be awkward to level up. Oh, it doesn't tell me there what the modifier is. Oh god, what to give you? Is Allied Spellcaster even on your list? Oh, it is. Yeah. Not that she'd benefit from it, but she could provide the benefit to others. So it's suggesting point blank shot, which is useless to me, but if I take power attack. And finally, Amory. 4 skill points. Ta-da! It's actually recommending power attack for you. Can't think of anything else that I was working toward, so yeah, take power attack. Can be useful. Well, that is base attack bonus of 15. Oh, total is 24. So next level up should get a 4th attack. That'd be kind of cool. Do I get a 4th attack? Is my current base attack bonus a 15? No, my base attack bonus is an 11. Which means I'll probably not get another offhand attack. No, I won't get another attack, but I'm already making 6 attacks a round. 7 if I'm hasted. So that'll be cool. Right, so now we need to wait until the throne turns up for sale for somewhere and negotiate for that, I suppose. Just want to wait 2 days until... Oh, that's something I should do while I wait. Come on, load up. I'm going to go stand by my stool. Open your spellbook. Right, level... You're up to level 8 spells? Nice. Death Clutch. Chanting an unholy litany, you reach out in a grasping motion towards the target and cause its heart to leap out of its chest and into your hand. A target with 200 or fewer hit points remaining that fails its saving throw is instantly killed. A target with 201 or more hit points that fails its saving throw manages to keep its heart from leaping out of its chest, but is staggered for 1 minute and takes 1d4 points of constitution drain and 1d4 points of constitution bleed. Regardless of its current hit points, if a target succeeds at its fortitude saving throw, it is still staggered for 1 round, as it feels its heart wrenching within its chest. I mean, okay then. What do we have? Holy Aura. A brilliant divine radiance surrounds the subjects, protecting them from attacks, granting them resistances to spells cast by evil creatures, and causing evil creatures to become blinded when they strike their subjects. This abjuration has 4 effects. First, each warded creature gains a +4 deflection bonus to AC, and a +4 resistance bonus on saves. Unlike protection from evil, this benefit applies against all attacks, not just attacks against attacks by evil creatures. Second, the warded creature gains spell resistance 25 against evil spells and spells cast by evil creatures. Third, the abjuration protects from all mind-affecting effects, affecting spells and effects. Finally, if an evil creature succeeds on a melee attack against a creature warded by the Holy Aura, the offending attacker is blinded. Fortitude save negates a blindness. Negates as blindness, but against the Holy Aura's save DC. Not bad. Protection from spells. Subject gains +8 resistance bonus on saving throws against spells and spell-like abilities, but not against supernatural or extraordinary abilities. Requires 10 diamond dust. This requires nothing. Summon Elemental Elder and Sunburst. All creatures within a 50-foot burst centered on a point within long range. Reflex partial. Sunburst creates a globe of searing radiance to explode silently at the point you select. All creatures in the globe are blinded and take 66 points of damage. On a successful reflex saving throw, negates the blindness and reduces damage by half. An undead creature caught within the globe takes 1d6 points of damage per caster level, maximum 25d6, or half damage on a successful reflex saving throw. Do I want to go for protection, or do I want to go for the really big boom? Think I'll take the protection. Although I could take both, I think. No. Ah, Holy Aura can go in there, but the Sunburst can go in the domain. Because what else do I have? All enemies within a 30-foot burst centered on a target. Ooh, this might actually be better than the Sunburst. It depends. I've not really come across many undead these days. That seems to have died off. But that's 66 points of damage. I'm blinded. It only really powers up if it's an undead target. This only targets enemies within a 40-foot burst. When a firestorm spell is cast, the whole area is shot through with sheets of roaring flame. All enemy creatures within the area must take 1d6 points of fire damage per caster level, maximum 20d6. Creatures that fail the reflex saving throw catch on fire, taking 4d6 points of fire damage each round until that flames are extinguished by making a successful reflex saving throw. That has a bigger boom for just generally everybody, and I can cast it smack bang in the middle of my allies because it only affects enemies. Ooh, extra dimensional holes. This spell tears a rift in reality, creating an extra dimensional hole with a depth of 60 feet. Since the rift extends into the abyss, it doesn't displace the original underlying material or allow access to areas below the surface. You can create a rift on the deck of a ship as easily as in the dungeon floor or ground of a forest. Any large or smaller creatures standing in the area where you first conjure the rift must make a reflex saving throw to jump to safety in the nearest open space. In addition, the edges of the rift are sloped, and any creatures ending its turn on the square adjacent to the rift must make a reflex saving throw with a +2 bonus to avoid falling into it. Creatures subjected to the effects intended to push them into the rift, such as Bull Rush, do not get a saving throw to avoid falling if they are affected by the pushing effect. The walls of the rift are covered with razor-sharp blades, while the floor seethes with boiling pools of acid. Strange chewing vermin, writhing strands of ice, and all manner of other chaotic and deadly manifestations of the abyss. A creature that falls into the rift takes 66 points of falling damage. Any creature in the rift, starting on the round it enters, takes an additional 66 points of damage from the rift's environs, even if the creature is merely climbing or flying within the rift rather than standing at the bottom. This additional damage changes from round to round and is randomly selected from acid, bludgeoning, cold, electricity, fire, piercing, slashing, or sonic. Each round, a creature in the rift can attempt a reflex saving throw to take half damage that round. To climb the rift's walls, the creature must succeed in an athletics or mobility skill check with a DC of 35. When this spell's duration ends, the rift snaps shut, violently expelling all creatures still within. These creatures take double damage from the rift's environments in that round and are knocked prone as they return above the surface, to the surface above. Well, that sounds like fun. Shame it's evil and chaotic. Oh well. Next is Lindsay, who doesn't prepare spells, and Octavia. I think that's everybody. Right, go rest in my room.
That is not far.
Check my kingdom. Terrible things are occurring. Regions. Bread and success. Giving Varnhold an opportunity to host fairs will provide the region with a sense of hope for the future. For future prosperity. Affect any building in the town that provides either a community or loyalty bonus also provides +1 to economy. Not bad. Everybody's busy though. Other. Tracking the throne thief. A ruler without a throne is but a fool. The thief must be found at all costs. The minister can track down the hideout of the infamous bandit. 60 days. 60 days? I could get a new throne created in that time. Pretty sure it didn't take 5 bleeding minutes. Right. With nothing else burning down, I'm just going to skip a day. Will it have your carefully created butt groove though? I mean, does my stool? And I don't think my other one had a very carefully created butt groove. I had to wear it in. I won't mind having to wear in a new throne. It certainly takes a lot less time. I mean, it's costing 50 BP, which is 80 gold per BP, which is 4,000 gold. To find the bandits who stole my chair. Oh, I don't want that button. I wanted that button? Yeah, I wanted that button. Tavern. 4,000 gold, 30 days to find my bleeding chair. Just stand and wait for a new chair to be made and commission it for half the price. Right, where's Jubilios? Ah, there he is. Hello. Looks like that's our moon. I'd like to know what leaving her path means to her. And most importantly, how all this is related to the story of the gnomes. I hope we're about to find out. Jubilios clears his throat to attract her attention. The girl with unusual silver grey hair is looking gloomily into her mugger veil. As soon as she noticed Jubilios clearing his throat, she raises her face and brightens. Oh, they told me that the king of Dunwana Barony walks the streets and feasts with everyone in the taverns. But I never believed it. Oh, forgive me, your highness. I'm Luna Kethria. You have an unusual name. I was born with bright silver hair. The midwives never saw an Azamar before. They were frightened, but my mother, not a bit. She said her daughter's hair was silver like the moon, which meant I was blessed by Desna. Hence the name. I've always been drawn to faraway countries, like anyone touched by the moon goddess. But I've never been beyond the river kingdoms. Luna sighs. Tell me about yourself. I'm a messenger. I deliver correspondence from Brevany to Mivern and back. Usually report about the rich merchant's underlings and his orders for them. My parents live in Brevany, and the girl I love in Mivern. I've always dreamed of becoming a traveller, but it's not easy for the daughter of the weaver and a washerwoman. I was glad to find this messenger job, though. I thought that was pretty lucky. But now I'm travelling the same road over and over, every month. Even sit right here in your tavern on the 24th of every month, right on schedule. The monotony is driving me to tears, but what can I do? I can't be everywhere at once, and I can't stand the thought of settling down. Jubilios, who was listening surprisingly carefully, leans over to you and says quietly, Do you see it now? When Moon leaves her path, it's another part of the riddle. It looks like we need to somehow convince our new friend to quit her well-trodden path and set off somewhere new. Plus, it would be good for her. The same road each month. If I were her, I would have drowned myself a long time ago. If I didn't bleach sooner. If this life troubles you, something should change. Your family and friends want you happy, not exhausted and hating your existence. Offer 3,000 gold coins to Luna. Here, take it. You can spend it on travelling and seeing the world. Together with your love, if she agrees. See, that's chaotic, and I'm lawful good, so I should probably try to persuade. I mean, I only need an 8 on the die. Hiya! Succeeded at a persuasion check. You speak with such confidence. Is it true you came to the stolen lands as no one, and made yourself king by your own persistence and skill? I've heard so many stories, Your Highness. I wouldn't have taken this advice from anyone but you. But I've just decided I'm going to travel. I hope not alone. We'll surely be able to earn a piece of bread together. Please, take this. It's a relic of my family received from an elven ancestor. According to the family legend, the one who deciphers the map will find 3 things. An incredibly sad secret, a true treasure, and a door to another world which will never open again. The entrance to a certain dungeon is marked here, but there's nothing to say where to go looking. You're a king, and with all the best scientists and travellers serving you, surely you'll be able to read this map. Thank you again. Now, I have to go. Bye. Ha! Moon has left her path. But now who can explain to me why the host didn't simply tell us go to the dungeon located here? Why make us run around in circles? But let's have a look at this map. What do you have here? Why, I recognize the area around the Candlemere at first glance. There are ancient ruins in this area. The dungeon must contain the traces of the very first gnomes to visit Glorian. Well, our goal is clear. Now we need only achieve it. Alright, it's time to go off on an adventure. Exit. Probably should take Jublios. I'm gonna guess that he wants to be there. So you were right, Josh, about the lonely barrow and the door. But I still need to activate the key, which I don't know how to do because it's not telling me I need to go here, 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 and here and kill lots of people. Bum, bum, bum. Teleport. What's this place? Nalkeep. Teleport to Nalkeep. I should have leveled up Jublios. Should have leveled up Jublios. So many different options. Never know what to take. It's not like I excessively care for this guy's abilities. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Sure, let's take the clustered shots. And spell resistance. I have a belt for you. Ah, yes. The belt allows you to use 4 additional bombs per day, but the belt of incredible dexterity is... is significant. Also, maybe I should put you in slightly better... armor. Oh. Too late for any of that now. Ah, gnome dust. Do you see that? Someone wrote the end on one of the walls near the entrance in blue paint. Look, I have blue paint. We can paint your faces, your hair, your clothes. That won't help. We are bleaching on the inside, not the outside. No, this is not the end. We have to believe. We will open the door. If only Zeal made it. She will get us back home. She will. We shouldn't have agreed to this game. Now we'll never be able to return ever. Zay's ghost. A flickering shadow stands before you, trembling and chanting something indistinct. In its silhouette, you barely recognize the figure of a gnome girl dressed in rags. No, we need to try again. The door will open. I promised them. I promised. Who are you, ghost? The ghost seems not to pay any attention to you. I promised them to open this door, to return everyone home. Bursting with a long and bleak laugh, the ghost makes a move as if she wants to run away, but then freezes and gives you an eerie, attentive look. Who am I? I'm Zay, the wizard. I am the one who brought everyone here. This place, once the Lantern King himself opened the gate to his dominion on Glorian here. He abandoned this road, but I thought I could open the portal again, or ask for help from an eldest. Return all of us home. I was wrong. The door didn't open. We all lost color, one by one. The lantern of a lantern. Who is the Lantern King? The first world can be said to have a trickster god. No easy feat in a world where capricious reality-bending mischief is standard practice for many natives. Then the title belongs to the Lantern King, also known as the Laughing Lie. Generally appearing as a foot-wide ball of floating light, the Lantern King has been pointed to by some as a progenitor of all will-o-wisps, but such allegations met with a derisive laughter from the king himself. Foregoing an established realm of his own, the Lantern King roams as he wills through the fields and forests of the First World, and those lives he touches are rarely the same afterwards. For though the Lantern King's sense of humour is vast, it can easily turn dark or incomprehensible. And that is the Lantern King. Poor creature, you should not have relied on the mercy of the gods. So you're one of the gnomes from the First World. What happened to you? The ghost lets out a strange sound, half moan, half dull laughter. I lived a long, long life there, in the First World. Many long lives. I travelled, I created, I danced on the edge of the abyss and fell into the clouds. I died to be born again, with none of my strengths and skills, but with all the memories of the wonders I'd seen. But eternity can become tedious, even for a soul that's forever young. Many older gnomes suffering it even now before we knew what the bleaching was. Sooner or later, there's not enough novelty anymore, and we all grew fascinated with the new game, death. One of the eldest created it. Of course, he was just borrowing it based on his observations of the true gods. He drew a string from the River of Souls and created his own little circle of births, deaths, and judgments, imitating the almighty Pharasma. He judged the souls that he owned and determined their future paths. It was so new, so exciting. Many gnomes volunteered. If not us, then who? But those who take from the goddess of death must be ready for the consequences. The Lady of Graves brought her wrath upon this creative eldest. He was stripped of his power and forever doomed to serve in her court. And we gnomes, we were torn from the first world and bound to the River of Souls, like all creatures on the material plane. Thereafter we lived like the rest, died like the rest, and learned all the pain of the bleaching. Our game had become our reality. We could no longer tire of its fun and return to another one. But how? It's also sad. My thoughts are scattering, crying all over. Jubileos looks at the ghost, shaken. It seems to be one of those rare moments the gift of speech is lost to him. But this is not at all how I supposed it happened. Respected Zay, I understand that your condition does not allow for long conversations, but perhaps you could tell me more? The ghost listens to him with eerie attention. Of course I could. I could do many things. I tried many ways to open the portal. Everything except a sacrifice. A little blood would come in handy.
This suffering.
I mean, that's a thing that just occurred.
Let us strike as one.
Murder that ghost. Can't sneak attack a ghost, but I can hit him a lot of times. Bard of 15th level or higher can inspire tremendous heroism in all allies within 30 feet. Inspire creatures gain +4 morale bonus to saving throws, +4 dodge bonus to AC. The effects last as long as the target's able to witness the performance. Cool. Oh, we got a fun little one, didn't we? What's this look like? You can sneak attack a ghost. It lied to me. Seems rather Expensive spell to give me the ability to do not much. The ghost freezes, holds herself by the shoulders and sways back and forth, repeating over and over, I promised, I promised, I promised. That's a rather foolish performance, little ghost. You've staged a fine series of foolish performances. By playing the game of death, contacting an eldest, not known for his mercy, trying to open a door that leads to nowhere. But who are we addressing? Greetings, Chiron, and of course you, most persistent of researchers. We see you solved our riddle. Jubilios holds his hands on his chest. We did. I might still fail to understand why you sent us the long way around instead of just telling us everything from the beginning. Some truths must be discovered to be known, or seen with your own eyes. The host nods at the pile of gnome bones and the shivering ghosts. Is what Z told us true? About the game of death and Pharasma's punishment? Yes. One of our eldest brothers thought he could steal from a deity. And the gnomes that answered his call thought they could play at death. Death decided otherwise. Is there any way to change what happened and help the gnomes? If there is, we know nothing of it. The eldest can do many things. But as you both know, it's not enough to confront a deity, especially one such as Pharasma. We learned our lesson, and we do not play with each other's, with toys of others. Does that mean that this was all in vain? Of course not. The journey is more often important than the destination. Be satisfied with this secret you have won. The day I can simply be satisfied with something, I'll bleach. You say we learned our lesson. So you're also one of the eldest? A host? You hear the laughter from under the hood. Oh, we tired of answering this question, and the many others that follow it. Ask us again next time, especially since the next time you will be one of the first timers for us. Especially since the next time for you will be one of the first times for us. Okay. Why are you here? The right question at last. I suspect you've realized there's no way to save all the gnomes from the bleaching. You cannot return them to the First World and restore their connection to their homeland. And even if you are a sufficiently desperate and powerful creature ready to do it, their actions would not be looked upon mercifully by the Lady of Graves. Though it cannot be done for all, it can still be done for one. We are ready to offer this gift as a token of our appreciation for your exciting adventure and your solution to the riddle. Do you hear, Sir Jubiliost? You personally may become reconnected with the First World. You won't be entirely protected from death while you remain on Galarian, but you will be forever spared from the bleaching. Whenever you visit the First World, which we are aware you desire passionately, then you'll be as immortal as any fae. Jubilios fixes his glasses nervously. It's the only chink in his nonchalant facade. If this gift cannot help the whole gnome race, then I have no need for it. Of course, I'm not immune to vanity, but I've always been ready to share the burden of mortality with others who bear it on their shoulders. I'll even keep wearing these stupid glasses. I'll survive without immortality of the first world and face the bleaching when it comes, as all gnomes have done before me. I cannot believe I'm hearing this. The same Jubilios who spoke of his gnome servants with such contempt is rejecting immortality because he can't help all the gnomes in the world. Admit it, this is just another grab for attention, isn't it? Such a hypocrite. Let us assume for the moment Let us assume for the moment that I've changed, matured. Jubilios avoids looking at Octavia, but it's obvious how hard it is for him to say this and simultaneously avoid saying something rude. And this is not just about immortality. Exploring the first world is my dream. But as we all know too well, it's mortally dangerous. The gift from the host would be the best protection for me in my journeys. But no, this isn't going to happen. You're doing the right thing, Jubilios. Principles are principles. I'm glad we understand each other. Well, my decision isn't changing. I declined the gift of the eldest. We aren't easy to surprise, but you managed it. Very well, a rejection is a rejection. But the gift of the eldest are not so easy to withdraw from the world. They must find another owner somewhere, one way or another. So what should we do? To whom shall we grant what has been promised? Maybe the gift will help Zay. That exhausted gnome deserves some peace. This gift should be given to some living gnome who is this moment dying from the bleaching. Let our adventures have helped at least someone. See, I'm tempted not to give it to Zay because Zay kind of brought it about on themselves. Whereas this helping of a random gnome somewhere is like, meh. I'll go for the random gnome. This gift should be given to some living gnome who is this moment dying of the bleaching. Let our adventures help at least someone. Yes, that's the best thing we could do. What do you say, host? Can you take what you're offering to me and give to some other gnome instead? Anyone you choose who is suffering from the bleaching? Oh, that's even more interesting. I see this has all been for a reason. Our choice, you say? Very good. We'll make a choice and save one lost soul. We already have, in a way. You have rejected the gift, Jubilios Narthropple, but we will not allow you to leave without any reward at all. We offer you a trifle, a chance to sometimes glimpse eternity in the corner of your eye, just as we do. Now you can remember the history of things. Those who wander searching for mysteries and ancient relics might find this skill useful. And now, farewell. When you finally succumb to the bleaching, you may remember this moment. I wonder what you will think then. Only time knows. What favor trifle? What? Oh, flavor of trifle. You. Twit. Your puns are getting worse. Is that a pun? No, that's not a pun. That's just a bad joke. I'm pretty sure of it. So much for hoping about going off on an adventure. I could do all this all day. Yes, I know you could. And probably drive me half insane at the same time. That's a pun. Yes, I appreciate that's a pun. Puns are hard, in my humble opinion. I'm terrible at them. Does Jubilius want to speak to me? He doesn't actually want to speak to me. It's weird, most people when I think I've finished their quest line. Because I can't see there being much of a continuation onto that. Unless he suddenly comes down with the bleaching. Right. Well, back to having not much really else to do. Being far, far away from a level up. Time to manage my kingdom affairs. Right. Regions, others, curses, training, economy. Events. Can't do that event. Economy. Improving cultural development. And a go. Rank up. The curator is him, so cannot do him again. Support the high priest. So we'll take it up to a rank 5. There's always scope for ghosts attacking. Lol. Nope, you've gone too obscure for me. It might have only been 5 minutes, but I have no idea what you're on about. Oh, terrible things are occurring. Success! Divine has reached rank 5 thanks to the High Priest and the King. The piety and faith in the kingdom is stronger than ever. Yay! Hungry vassal, we failed to provide an advisor. Doppelganger in the throne room, failure. The regent's representatives failed to reassure the people that their idea was absurd. The peasants only concluded that the regent was conspiring with the traitors. Ready to take up arms and seize the palace, the guards continue arresting the misguided rebels, but their numbers grow by the day. Failure. The guard was unable to track down those responsible. The criminals continue to plague the region. Secret cache in the center regions. Secret cache in the north regions. Scouting the central regions. Scouting the northern regions. Improving cultural development. Training. Who gets training? Jod. Strengthen Jod's skills as High Priest. Don't really need to do that, because Jod's never going to become the High Priest. Lindsay brought bad news, and your High Priest seeks an audience. Your advice. hello, Lindsay. Lindsay's cheeks are flushed and she's out of breath. It seems like she must have run all the way to the throne room. Disaster. It's a disaster, Your Highness. Fire, Your Highness. Plague, Your Highness. I always know I can count on you for good news, Lindsay. What is it, Lindsay? The whole kingdom's on fire. Well, metaphorically speaking. Some of it literally. First of all, we've got armed gangs ranging along our borders with attacks, robbing and killing people, destroying food stores, and damaging any property they come across. Second, there is a sudden and inexplicable monster attacks being reported throughout our lands. And third, there are people sowing dissent with rumours and songs, even handing out pamphlets mocking our failure to fix things, and encouraging citizens to pledge fealty to Iverati instead. Our governors are panicking. They've had to use all the funds we've budgeted to them from the treasury on preventing riots and mass hysteria. Several provinces have already refused to attempt gathering taxes from the people, claiming they're just trying would be tantamount to suicide. We don't have much time. There may be no troops marching against us, but more of our regions are under attack each day. We may not have catapults firing on our walls of our capital, but there's no doubt we're under siege. There's no battlefronts, no battalions, but there are plenty of victims. We're being attacked without reason, without declaration of war. We have only one option. To kick Ivereti's arse and to show everyone in the kingdoms just who's the master around here. Well, that escalated quickly. You said you weren't sure about any follow-up. You were fighting some ghostly creatures, right? There's always scope for attacking ghosts. Yeah. I mean, there is that level of scope, I suppose, but... I just realised my little post-it note thing has started coming down and was blocking half my camera. Is that better? Sure, why not? Maybe. Yeah, that's better. I just don't think that'd be in line with the story to a certain extent. Maybe it is. Why am I hearing about this now? At first, no one thought these isolated events could be part of some conspiracy. Even now, it's likely few have figured it out. But these events have all developed too quickly, and it seems like a concerted effort, as though someone was pulling the strings behind the curtain. And there's more than enough evidence in tying these strings to attacks. So you think Ivereti is behind all this? Who else could it be? Bandits' attacks are increasing along our border with Patax. The bards are spouting negative propaganda against you, are singing the praises of Ivereti at the same time. Hell, he'd even invited you to the Rushlight tournament for the sole purpose of mocking you. Who else would backstab their opponent with such low, conniving way? This is just like him, that nasty, slimy, fat-headed prick. If he were here right now... Lindsay clutches the air as if gripping for the throat of an invisible enemy. Do we have any definitive proof that would allow us to formally expose Ivereti? Not yet, but I'm sure the agent he hired will have something we can use. It's a good idea, though. Expose Ivereti. Show the whole world of the dirty game he's playing. It would definitely help us. When you deal with his spies... be sure to keep your eyes open. I thought the Stolen Lands were used to dealing with bandits. Thing is, they may be dressed like bandits, but they're behaving completely differently. Bandits wouldn't decimate the peasant population, burn their fields and poison their wells. Then there wouldn't be anyone to extort next time. Much more profitable just to shake them down every once in a while. That's why local folks tend to be well known. But nobody recognizes these new ones. and what's all that's left behind are their raids are corpses and scorched fields. It's gotten to the point that our bandits are fighting these outsiders. Some villagers have even gathered weapons and supplies to help our bandits, because they at least let them live. But we're still losing. What do we know about the monster attacks? The reports are controversial. They all talk about things you wouldn't even hear in fairy tales. Educated wyverns, trolls wearing armour, even undetectable goblin ghosts. But all the testimonies agree on one thing. These emerge in small groups literally from nowhere. In the middle of a field, in the centre of the city square, on the fortress parapets. One inn reported monsters rushing in the common hall from bedrooms and storerooms. And in a temple nearby, a monster fell down on the heads of the praying congregation, breaking through the roof with a wild roar. Just a few hours ago, a messenger showed up at the castle with a missive offering the services of a group of rangers who specialise in investigating mysterious cases similar to these. For a small fee, they're ready to facilitate establishing the nature of these inexplicable events. I suppose we should take them up on it. I have no idea how else we'd go about finding the source of these attacks. Do we know who's spreading the propaganda? Yes and no. The bards are handing out pamphlets and singing slander about you in the city streets, but none have been caught. Obviously, somebody in Patax is training these people and printing up the pamphlets, and judging by the style and quality of the text, someone from Patax's Academy of Grand Arts was tasked with the mudslinging. I'd recognise their style of verse from a mile away. If I were you, that's where I'd start looking for agitators. Enough talk then. There's no time to waste. One more thing, Chiron. Your performance in the Rushlight tournament was not the best, but at least you participated. If not for that, I think it would have been even easier for Ivaretti to confuse people and undermine your authority as he tries to push your kingdom into the abyss. Don't let your guard down, though. We're looking at a matter of months at best. I mean, I've been playing this game for months, so, it's been going on long enough. A number of innocents require your protection, Chiron. After suffering much bloodshed in the name of Estriel, our peasants have begun casting a suspicious eye on the followers of other religions as well. The more inscrutable faith, the more unpredictable and dangerous the cult seems. There have been clashes with a small coven of silent Aries, whose sin is very minor indeed. They believe that speech is dangerous, fearing it leads to madness. They are to be beaten and banished merely for refusing to speak. They surely did nothing wrong. These innocents are breaking no laws or traditions. Tell your subjects to quiet their anger and leave the peaceful neighbors alone. Those villagers had better settle down. That coven harmed no one. The followers of this strange religion have nothing to fear from me. Hiram runs his fingers through his beard with a smile. Leave the coven be and let the peasants learn to stop being so arrogant. It's good to have a place in the world where the weak and the few in number can find refuge and live in peace. I love the way that it did them in that order, where it's like, your kingdom is burning down. There's a bunch of people who believe that speaking leads to madness. What do you want to do about it? It's like, the world is burning and you care about the 5 people who just don't want to talk to anybody. It's like, just let them not talk to anybody. Greetings, your highness. By tradition, if a worthy ruler is patron to a master, the master gives generously in return. I have come to honor this tradition. Please accept this. I worked hard on it. I hope it serves you well. Thank you for your gift. It's a pleasure to work hard for such an honorable lord. Anybody else? Is it that time of the month where everybody turns up? Kimo bows awkwardly, a broad smile dancing upon his lips. It is ready. I brought you something. Thank you. You can continue your work. You are welcome. Anybody else? Cool. I've got to go and save my kingdom. Somebody find my throne. I will be right back. Do I actually go out there and save my own kingdom, or am I actually supposed to be doing this from the kingdom? I possibly should have checked before just running out of the room going, I'm off to save my kingdom. What am I doing? I think I'm doing this from my kingdom. Project. On Trail of Monsters. Jubileost. Get on to that. Support the High Priest's endeavors. To rank it up again. Bandits are raiding our provinces along the Pataxian border. They must be stopped. Discover why the monsters are attacking the kingdom. That's the task that I've just... It seems Ivaretti planned something with the bards from his academy in the village called Littletown. Okay. I mean, do I just go over to my border and start walking up and down it? Where's the nearest place to my border? Diaberg. Teleport. Take me to Diaberg. Correction. Take me to Glenshire. No, 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 no. I'm in your kingdom. You've spotted peaceful travelers. It will be the skeleton again. It's always the skeleton. Fun fact, Diaberg is higher CR than a regular iceberg. Bum, bum, bum. The menagerie. Do you want to enter this location? Yes, I do. Because there's monsters here. guessing there's monsters here. I mean, if that doesn't scream opening fireball. I don't know what does. What just triggered? As a move action, Tristan can adopt his angelic form. All cure spells and spells of fire domain cast in this form are maximized. As if using a maximized spell, he also gains immunity to fire. Also in this form, he has his wings, which grant him immunity from ground-based effects. He can use this ability for 20 rounds per day. These do not have to be consecutive. Protective Order. Okay. He can now... Oh, well, it's not his turn. Valerie charge in there and be good at getting punched. Alright. Surprise! Ooh. I mean, let's test it out. Whee! Do like a good chain lightning. Tristan, abilities. He actually got his wings back. Nice. How does 20 rounds per day work in non-turn based? Everything's done by the second. So they round as 6 seconds. So you basically activate it in, can turn it on and off in 6-second increments. So if you just flickered it on and off, it'll last for 6 seconds. Lindsay, sing us a song and shoot the troll. Thank you. Alright, Karen, you're the last one up. Suppose murder that one. Supplies. You've all made terrible mistakes. And I am here to correct it. And then he exploded. Oh, my ears have gotten itchy all of a sudden. We know you, Borba. We see you before. Borba killed Father Kargat. We be alone long time, hungry, wait, search. Now Boba be here. I gave you a chance, but you didn't take it. Only by killing you can I be sure that you won't harm innocents. 2 arms. Boba are for eating. We kill you. Kill your other Boba. Then kill everyone. What is that effect? That mean... Oh, that's interesting. It is your turn. So that gives us a +4 bonus to AC. It's a +4 deflection bonus, which stacks with the fourth, or it doesn't stack with the +4 protection bonus from the ring. The thing is, a +4 protection ring is the best ring that I've seen for the most part. Oh, he exploded. Of course, Octavia missed. What Octavia does. Let's see what's down here.
Well,
There's no one over there. Didn't see that. Nice. Lindsay, sing us a song.
You deserved it.
Octavia, make it explode. It did not explode. I am disappointed in you, Octavia.
Any last wishes?
You never get 4 shots? You do.
This should
You know,
do
it's just
it.
annoying when you get 6 attacks and it dies in the first one.
Tear them apart!
Probably gonna wrap up the stream after this fight.
This is for you.
Shouldn't take too much longer.
stay behind me.
They go down! Repent!
So close. Just want to check something. Bum. Doesn't make any sense. 24 is her AC.
Keep your hands off my sword!
It wasn't your sword that I was trying to disarm, it was a ring. Remind me to continue investigating the whole aura around Tristan, because it's like, I would hope to a certain extent that it allows me to take off some of the rings and mess around with things to get a better deflection bonus. It didn't seem to have worked against Amarie just then, but then it might have been taking the rings bonus rather than the bonus from that, because I don't know. But I do want to investigate that at some point. But alas, the stream for today is coming to a close. Let us see who is streaming and who we are going to raid. But yes, I will be back next Tuesday for more Pathfinder Kingmaker. In the meantime, I will be back tomorrow with some more Hitman 3, and I do believe another elusive targets, if I'm not mistaken. It may seem just like 5 minutes ago that I did another elusive target, but actually it's the first week I didn't do it, the second week I did it, and then last week there was a timed event, and so this week it's another elusive target. So there was a time between them, but I just didn't get around to doing it very quickly. I believe there's an elusive target tomorrow, and we'll find out when I start up the stream, I suppose. On Mondays, I will be continuing my playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077. That will be continuing at least for another month or so while I get stuff prepped for the actual play live stream of Fly Free or Die. We're still thrashing out a title for that show. And I'll likely to be streaming on Saturday with my friend Mike_UK over on his channel, playing some co-op game of some variety. And I think that just about covers it. So yeah, as for my scheduling time, if you just check my schedule below, it's got all the correct times in there in your local time zone, so you don't have to worry about me saying that it's, you know, British summertime or GMT time. It's like, no, just check below and it'll be in your local time frame. So who is streaming? Half-Singer Games is streaming. I do believe it's just started. So we shall be going over there. And if you would all like to join me, it would be much appreciated if you just say hi in the chat from me. If not, I hope to see you next time. Thank you all for joining me. Tidy bye.